Pro Motocross is back, and we're going to be talking all about Fox Raceway on the DNX show today. We got the boy Doc back. He's feeling still a little bit under the weather, just a little bit.
I feel fine, but my voice is gone, so it's fine.
He sounds so different, man.
Yeah, it's insane.
But anyways, let's jump right into it. So, Doc, what was like your biggest takeaway from the 450 class?
It's going to be an interesting year. You know, like this is the worst Jett is going to be all year, but I also kind of think it's the worst Tomac's going to be all year. So I just hope that we get Moto 2 20 more times.
I would absolutely love that, man. That Moto 2, even though Tomac like threw in the white flag at the very end, it was spectacular to watch them go at it for, what was it? Say 28, 30 minutes, right?
It was a long time.
It was amazing. And like that's Jett's best track statistically like ever. I don't actually think anybody's ever been better than what Jett is at Paula. Like when he's been on HRC, he is completely undefeated in the 250 and 450 class. Under HRC, he did lose out when he was on Geico like his rookie year, so we're not technically counting that. But in the 450 class, he's led every single lap at Paula that he's raced. That's insane.
Yeah, I mean, he looked amazing, but so did Tomac. And Tomac, to me, at the end of that race, when he took his helmet off, he didn't even look tired. So that got me excited. You know, like, I don't know. I think it's going to be a good season.
So going off what we were saying, though, but like my takeaway is basically the same thing. It's Jett and Eli 2-way battle for the whole season now. And I say that because we had someone go down on like the 5th lap with no goggles, and that was Chase Sexton. And I'll get into my rant about that later on because that's for one of our categories. I put Chase Sexton as my letdown. You guys will hear me rant here in a little bit. But just going back to Eli and Jett, like you said, Eli didn't look fatigued. He looks good. He looks healthy. And a lot of you guys were spewing hate at us because you were like, Doc, and Eli's not going to struggle. He got 4th in the first moto, man. Chase doesn't go out. He could have got 5th in the first moto. And Chase was like, I understand second moto, he's back. He made bike changes, but like it was potentially there. So it could have been spot on. All right. Just fair warning.
I was watching the race and looking at the comments the whole time, and people were like so mad at me for saying he was going to finish 5th or worse. But like, he literally almost did. Like you said, if Chase didn't go down, he would have finished 5th. And I don't know. It's exactly kind of what I thought was going to happen. He was just going to have kind of an off moto. Bike wasn't going to be there. I didn't think he would be the problem, but just like first race back in a long time, bike's a little weird, you know?
The same thing for me. Like I didn't expect him to come out like beast moding. Like I thought he would just find his groove, find like what he needs to work on, and then like take over at Hangtown, right? Because that's statistically his best track. But it was honestly so sick to watch them battle second moto.
I don't really think Tomac looked super beast mode to me. I'm going to be honest. I think he looked like he was just riding really well. Just like comfortable and riding well.
I would say beast mode in a way, like I'm thinking of my reactions right now and the way that he was ripping the outsides and just like ripping the roller section. Like he was going insane trying to get by Jett. And then you got Jett just being freaking Jett, dude. Just like freaking smooth, calm, collected everywhere. Like Jett is Jett, and he is 100% back. And it's going to be a fight toward like all the way to the end. And I do think Jett will get beat this year. I 100% believe that. Like I mentioned earlier, Paula is statistically his best track ever, right? So I expect Tomac to be on fire a couple motos. I wouldn't be surprised if AP gets in the mix. He was looking a little freaking good. Hunter, same thing. We know Hunter has speed on the East Coast tracks. But just in general, I think both of our takeaways, it's going to be a 2-way battle for the end of this till the end of the season between them.
I could also see Chase coming back. Chase is really good at Hangtown, obviously, last year when 40th to 1st. So as long as Chase isn't hurt, I mean, everyone's going to be talking about Jett, Tomac, rightfully so, going into Hangtown. I could see Chase doing really well. I thought Chase was going to do really well at Paula, but he seemed kind of off the whole day, to be honest. Like, quali 1, he was 10th, and took him forever to get a quali time in quali 2. But I don't know. I mean, obviously, I feel like Chase's chip is already over. You can't really, as long as those guys stay healthy, I don't think he's digging himself out of that hole.
Yeah, and I want to rephrase. I guess I want to rephrase my takeaway then. I think it's going to be a Jett versus Eli two-way battle to the end if Chase isn't there. I think if Chase isn't there, it's going to be a two-way battle. If Chase is there, throw Chase in the mix for race wins and battling with them. Like you mentioned, the championship might be over 50 points. It's hard to come back when those guys are healthy, right? So, but yeah, that's what I just kind of meant. I thought, like, I'm just thinking that Chase is already hurt, basically, right? Because we haven't got an update yet. He didn't finish a race, right? So, kind of just my thought process.
As a not a huge fan of Jett, normally, dude rode so good. It was insane. Like, so perfect. He had so much pressure and was just perfect. Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah, he rode absolutely fantastic each moto, and like, I didn't think he was gonna be that good. Like, I knew he was gonna be good. I think I like, we put him on the box and stuff like that, but like, I didn't expect him to come out whole shot, lead every lap, not even have like an issue first moto. I thought maybe he would struggle just a tiny bit, but like, no issue. Second moto, he had Tomac on his ass for 30 minutes. I swear to you, he definitely made mistakes throughout that entire like time frame. But when you're watching, Jett's mistakes don't look like Tomac's mistakes. Like after the finish, he would try to double into that inside and lose balance, and like he would lose a lot of time there. Where Jett's mistakes are very, very small, and you don't even notice him, right? Yeah, he rode a flawless race. And you know who also ran a flawless race? Was Hayden Deegan in the 250 class. For my takeaway for the 250s, Deegan actually might go undefeated. Like, I'm dead ass about this. I will say, if he gets a top 5 start and we watch what he did at Paula every single weekend, he's winning every single moto. Maybe not hands down, but he has the potential to win every single moto. That's how good he is right now.
He looked like he was just managing. He was so in control of that race. It was ridiculous. Now, Joe, I mean, we can get into this a little bit later, but Joe looked incredible, like incredible. And I think Joe gets a whole shot. Deegan crashes on the first lap. That might be hard. But also, I don't think we saw all of Hayden's speed at all at Paula.
I think just from watching Paula, and like you just mentioned, he was managing. I think that's a maturity thing for him this whole season. Like, yeah, we give him some flack and super because he wasn't winning, but that's also him managing the races, getting on the box, getting podiums. Like, he's going to take that into moto, and statistically, he's much better at moto. So if he can manage those races and do exactly what he did at Paula every single race, he has a chance to win every moto. Because, like, for me personally, nobody has his raw speed. Not one person has his raw speed. Because, like, when he got into the lead Moto 1, Joe had the speed to potentially stay there. It was 10 seconds, right? Moto 2, Deegan got into the lead. Joe was right behind him. Joe was trying to make passes on him. He got into the lead. What happened? 5-6 seconds, and just managed that 6-second gap all race.
That's what I mean. I think, Hayden really just did what he needed to do. And I think if he was buried, he could sprint that whole moto and get back to the lead.
For example, you mentioned this with Tomac. He wasn't winded. Deegan wasn't winded either, man. He was just like, that was it. That was fun, And it's actually kind of scary how good Deegan is outdoors. Yes, statistically, like, Paula's pretty good for him. Go back to last year, he was 1-1. Like, this year, obviously, he went 1-1. Like, statistically, sure, it's really good. He's from Cali. He loves that track. He even said it's like one of his favorite tracks to race, right? Just in general, though, like, the field should be worried. Like, just after that race alone, the field should be worried about Deegan going forward.
Yeah, I mean, and who I thought, which I guess, we'll get into, but who I thought his biggest comp was, didn't really do nothing, like, at all. Barely caught top 10.
Barely. Actually, yeah, he got one. Barely. We'll talk about that because that's also the letdown here very soon. But let's talk about our biggest surprises, and let's stay in the 250 class. And you mentioned him. For me, it was Joe. I did not expect him to be that freaking quick, aggressive, and like just have the speed to just kind of stay with Deegan for a little bit and pass everybody that I thought was going to be ahead of him by 10 seconds. It was super impressive for me.
Yeah, he looked incredible. Like, looked so comfy and fast and aggressive. And yeah, I was really, really impressed. But I was also impressed with Juju because going into, Paula after the Glen Helen thing, I don't know, it wasn't looking the best. And he rode really well. Now, he looked like he did fade pretty hard, but it looked like he had a lot of speed. And if that's the worst that he is all season, like, I think that's a pretty good start for him.
Yeah, definitely surprised me for sure. He led for 15 minutes at second moto, which I didn't expect him to do at all. We go back to the Deegan thing. He was kind of managing the race a little bit, right? I was watching some interviews with Juju, and he said the bike setup just needs to be better for Paula because of how hard packed choppiness and like edgy it is. But also he said he just needs to be better too, but he felt comfortable leading the race, which is good to see, which is good to hear. But yeah, for me, Joe, I just didn't expect him to do that, man. Like we've seen him in Supercross. Yeah, he won A1, but then he had the finger injury. I didn't know if he's going to be 100% going into Moto. And watching that just gave me the confidence in the world that he's kind of the Joe of PC, like he has that aggressiveness, that speed. Now, it could just be a fluke thing. It could just be Paula, right? And next week he has horrible starts and we don't see him, right? And he's mid-pack.
I don't know. I don't think so, though. I think he'll do really well. He looked complete, like he didn't look like it was a fluke. It looked like he was just comfy and riding really well.
And the way that he was dicing through the pack, too, with Deegan gave me confidence, man. Like, if he can do that every weekend, stay right there with Deegs, and like you say, Deegs has a horrible start, he can get into the lead early and just ride his own pace, he can win motos 100%. Same thing with Chance too. Chance, he doesn't go down in Moto 1. I think he leads that for a much longer time, but then I still think Deegs gets him, in my opinion, right? But
that was like the most Chance event ever. Leads, does really well, and then it's just like 6th. Moto 2.
Yeah.
Like, it's like he's so all over the place. He'll do super good, win a Supercross race, and then just like nowhere to be found.
That is very true.
I understand.
I'm hoping that's not the case every weekend. I'm hoping that he can be more consistent and be battling with Deegs and Joe and even say Tom Vial later in the season, right?
Dude, Tom's just like there no matter what. I think he's going to do this. He's going to do the same thing where they did in Supercross. I don't think he'll win the chip, but he's going to do the same thing where he's just going to, oh, Tom got 3rd. Oh, Tom got 2nd. That's weird. Like, he's really good at that.
Now, let's jump over to the 450s. Who was your biggest surprise for the 450s?
RJ. Obviously didn't really perform second moto, or it wasn't bad, but that first moto, like, really surprised me. I thought he wouldn't be doing that good. And yeah, I think as the season gets on, he just gets more racing. They dial that bike in. I wouldn't be surprised if RJ was on the box.
Yeah, he had one day of riding, said, let's do it. Got 6 in Moto 1, bro. And that's insane.
I always thought, if he would have moved up to the 450 like 15 years ago, like he should have, he would have done really, and I think he will do really, really well on the 450. Like, his riding style, I think, just fits that bike a lot better in the 250.
I think he doesn't have to be so, I'm going to use the word aggressive, but so aggressive
on the edge.
On the edge is, thank you, on the edge on that 450. Like, he could be more calm and still ride that same pace as the other guys. But for me, my biggest surprise, Cooper Webb. Now, don't get me wrong, first moto bike blew up, but he was running like 7th or 7th or 8th, right? So like, take that into consideration. Wasn't his fault that the bike blew up, right? And then second moto, he finished 7th. He was battling with Prado, which, don't get me started. I said this from the beginning. He's going to struggle because he doesn't know the tracks, right? He struggled a little bit. Everybody was like, I'm surprised. Like, I'm surprised Prado did. But I'm like, why are you guys surprised? He doesn't know the tracks. Like, I don't know why.
I saw someone say that Prado was going to go 1-1. I'm like, bro, come. Like, no disrespect, but I mean, that would be amazing. And I don't know. By the end of the year, I think he'll win some motos.
Prado's 100% getting on the box this year. I don't know about moto wins with Jett, Eli, and what their speed is right now, but 100% he's getting on the box. But yeah, Cooper Webb, he just rode fantastic. I didn't expect him to be battling with those guys. I'm excited to see what he can do throughout every single race. Now, I don't expect him to go out there and win, but I'm honestly excited to watch him just battle with the boys and have that racecraft that he does in Supercross outdoors. He's a 250 champ outdoors, so like I'm just super excited to see what he can do.
He'll get better as they go east too.
Exactly. But let's talk about best rides, because we brought up Anderson here, and for my best ride was Jason Anderson. And a funny thing that he said in an interview, he said, yeah, I let Prado and Webb by early in Moto 2. I wanted to save energy. And then at the end of the race, I full sent it, got right past both of them. I was like, that's kind of savage. So, yeah, amazing job by Anderson. He went 9.5 on the day. Top 5 in this class with only a handful of days. That's a fantastic performance with what's going on right now for Anderson.
He is typically pretty good on the West Coast tracks, and I feel like kind of fades as we go east, like kind of the reverse of Cooper Webb. But he looked fantastic, and I'm sure his hands are just like raw and bloody and full of pain. So as those calluses form and he gets better on the bike, I would love to see him on the podium. I love Ando.
Also, I just want to shout out a couple guys for best rides here. MXGP guys. Ben Paturel, 10th place overall for Hep Suzuki. He went 11.9. That's honestly spectacular. I'm not going to cap. That's really, really good. And then Valentin Gio, he went 10-13 on Rock River Yamaha. He's supposed to be racing the entire season. So I'm excited to see what he can do. He's extremely fast, very underrated. And then also a guy that we didn't even think about got 8th place, Joey Savacci. That's pretty good. That's pretty freaking good.
Yeah, with a broken hand too, or a broken finger. That's crazy.
But okay, so now let's talk about the 250 best rides. And for me, I put down Julian Beaumer because I put down Joe for my biggest surprise, because he was like, and you could say he has the best ride, right? But Julian Beaumer surprised me, but also had a really good ride because of what we saw at Glen Helen. Statistically, he's not an outdoor guy, from our words, not his words. And he just rode amazing out there. And like, yeah, there's going to be some other guys that we can talk about, but I thought his performance, top 5 overall, was great.
To bring up somebody different, so we're not just doing the same thing, I was really impressed with Marchbanks. He just seemed solid, like not anything crazy, but solid. And I think if that's the base, he'll be on the box.
Oh yeah, I think if he gets a better start, he can battle with those boys, with Joe and Tom Vial, for sure. What do you think about PC being 6 through 10? Moto 1.
Dude, yeah, you want to talk about letdowns? You know, how long do you have? I got such a long list.
Let's jump right into it. I think both of our letdowns, Levi.
Well, one of them, yeah. What are we? As an avid Levi fan, what are we doing? You know?
Then at the press conference, he said he was back. He said he was fine. He was 100%.
However, he kind of did this in Soupy too, where he was kind of mid, and then all of a sudden, like 1 week was up front. So wouldn't surprise me if he was ripping up front at Hangtown. But dude, Moto 1, 15th, couple laps, 15th, couple laps, 14th. I'm like, dude, like I thought, okay, bad start. He'll work his way up, he'll end up 5th or 6th or whatever. And then whatever, 15th, 14th. And then all of a sudden, now the last like 2 laps, he went from like 15th to 10th real fast. But I don't know, man. That was one of my letdowns. By Masterpool, because he had all the opportunity in the world to not fade. To be honest, his pass for the lead was sick, and I respect it. Jeremy Martin.
What happened with him? I don't even know.
Dude, I have no words. I don't know what to say. Oh, there was somebody else. I just forgot.
Austin Faulkner. I'll say this about Austin. First moto, he goes down, 10 people lands on his bike, and his bike was fucked up. So I'll say that. I predicted him top 5. Not great, but
I mean, he looked good in quali, and like, I hope he's okay. Because I mean, I'm not really let down in him, but like let down because I want him to do well. Looked like he had to get stitches, and he's like I think he needs to stop racing, like,
no,
but he has the worst luck in the world, man. Just
at least he's healthy, all right? At least he's healthy.
I mean, kinda,
Very true. He has a foot peg like gash in his thigh right now.
I wasn't super impressed with Seth either.
Really? I mean,
I just kind of expected Seth to do better.
Okay, so I'm going to go back to a couple of your guys that we mentioned here. So Levi, as you mentioned, I don't understand why he's in 15th for 28 minutes. I don't understand. Like, he should be battling for top 5s. I don't understand. I said that in the
battling
reactions.
for the win.
Yeah, like I do not get it. Last year he went 2-2, battled with Deegan for 25 plus. Like, I don't understand. Your second guy that you mentioned, which was Jeremy Martin? No, Ty Masterpool. He faded bad in the first moto. Like, we all saw it. He got into the lead. My boys in the VC were saying, "Oh, he's faded. Oh, he's faded." And then like guy after guy after guy. And then he got a second win towards the end. I think he got back a couple spots, but second moto, 15th. I think he was just gassed from the first moto, in my opinion. And so that's probably what happened in second moto. And then Jeremy Martin, I'm pretty sure he crashed with Faulkner first moto. I'm pretty sure. Second moto, bad gate pick, probably a bad first couple laps and just had to make it through the pack. That's what I'm kind of assuming, per se. Don't know 100%. The camera never showed him, so I don't even have a clue.
It's not like I expected Jamar to win, but like.
But you didn't expect 20th.
Yeah, no, I didn't expect 20th.
You expect him top 15 at least, right? And so
I expected a top 10.
I think that's kind of fair.
It's J-Mart. He's
true.
like the go outdoors,
Yeah, and then for Austin Faulkner, you guys know I predicted him top 5. He had a great qualifying session. He was like top 10 in qualifying. Okay, for first race, I think he got a great start, and then he tipped over, and then 10 people landed on his bike, and then he had a DNF. So, I mean, can't do much about that. All right, it's kind of interesting because, as we mentioned, all these guys are kind of like we're saying letdowns, but just we want them to do good, and it was just kind of bummer to see them do bad, right? I think that makes it more interesting going forward. How will these guys bounce back, right? Especially Levi Kitchen. That's the guy that I'm looking forward to the most.
Dude, he's got to come out at Hangtown and like be a threat for the win for me to take it seriously the rest of the season, I mean, not that my opinion matters, but as just my perspective, that if he wants to be taken like a title contender, you can have your fluke round, damage control, whatever, come out and fight for the win.
I 100% agree with that, but your fluke round can't be freaking 16th, bruh. Like, it can't be. It has to be a 7th or 6th at least, right?
Yeah.
16th is horrible. I get second moto, bike blew up. I get that. But, like, put yourself in the position of Moto 1 to be better for Moto 2, because I don't think if he does better in Moto 1, that doesn't happen in Moto 2, right? So,
yeah, I don't know. It's crazy.
But now even more of a letdowns. Let's talk about 450s here. I think, really, to be fair, there's only really one that really should be talked about here, and that is Chase Sexton. And now let me go on a little rant about this, because one, I don't think it was mental weakness, okay, for his crash. I think it was the goggle issue, and I think what just happened was his foot slipped when he landed, and there's a lot of people saying he tapped his back brake and pushed him forward, or maybe when he landed, his feet, as soon as he landed, his feet slipped and it hit the shifter, hit false neutral, whatever it was, right?
The brake.
Yeah, so whatever it was,
Back.
I don't think it was mental weakness. I think it was just an error when he lands, his feet just slipped. You can't say that's mental weakness, all right? And second, I do not understand Chase thinking that he needs to go do 3 extra laps before going in. My opinion, this is just my opinion. I'm not saying what he should have done. I'm just saying what I'm thinking, right? He needs to go into the pits, change goggles, the lap that he gets passed by Hunter, right? I think that was the second lap. I'm pretty sure it was the second lap he got passed by Hunter. He goes in, he gets his goggles, and it's Chase fucking Sexton. Even if he gets passed by 20 people, he's making it back up to 5th. I do not understand why he goes for another 3 laps. And I think that 3 laps, that extra 3 laps or whatever it was, 2 laps cost him. Because then his eyes were probably more watered and like you probably couldn't see because of the dust. And then you have the roost and now you're losing a lot more time. He goes in, I swear, he goes in, he gets goggles, he gets out in like 22nd place. He goes to 5th. A 5th or 6th is much better than a DNF. If he has goggles, he's not crashing. I can guarantee you that.
I agree that it wasn't mental weakness, but at the same time, I think it was pride. Didn't want to give up the spots, knew it was round 1, was overwhelmed. I don't know, man, but yeah, of all the people, you know, pulling in early, losing a bunch of spots, like you said, Chase is going to make up, even if he got to 10th, which when they're all that close, Chase is making up tons of spots, dude. You know he's going to ride like a psychopath, too, when he does that. And I don't know. I was a weird one not to pull in.
This for a second. How long does it usually take to get goggles? Say at most 15 to 20 seconds, okay? Just say at most 15 to 20 seconds, okay? And that's, mind you, he already has probably a 5 to 6 second gap on 5th through 15th, right? And so he goes in, he gets goggles. He's coming back into 15th, 16th, maybe 20th spot. He's making up 10 spots in 2 laps. Like,
yeah, I agree.
I
100% agree.
I don't understand. Maybe it was pride. Maybe he didn't want to give up the spots. Maybe he wanted to like finish out the moto with no goggles. Maybe even the mechanics weren't ready for him, right? Like, but
I mean, no, they had it on the pit board. It said goggles.
Yeah, like if you see that first lap on TV, they're in the mechanics. You have headsets. They know you get ready for goggles. You have 2 minutes going around a freaking track to get the goggles. Get them
they're
ready.
ready, bro. They got it in their pocket, probably. You know what I mean? Like,
I just want. We're recording this Monday. We have no news. We don't know what's happening with Chase. We don't know what happened with the crash. Like maybe we'll talk about it. We don't know what happened with the goggles either. There's a bunch of rumors like the lens cracked or maybe dirt got into it. We have no clue, right? I would love to have an answer from Chase to say, hey, the goggles were messed up. Maybe he can't even say that because of his sponsors. Like maybe he can't even say what's wrong with them. I would love to have him answer what happened with the crash. Like I would just love an answer, I guess you would say, because as we record, we don't know. We're just giving you guys our thoughts about this.
There's a clip of the crash in slow-mo, and he clearly stands on the back brake. Like his back tire locks up as soon as he lands.
That's my thing. Like if he does that, then that kind of makes me think that when he lands, his foot slipped, because there's no way he lands on the brake like that, right? And so like when he lands, maybe the compression as he landed, his foot slid up, and then like
I've done it.
Yeah, like
I've done it.
I would love to know what happened. In general, he should have gone in. In my opinion, he should have gone in the second he got passed by Hunter. That next lap, he should have got in. He would have made it back to 6, and that's so much better than a DNF. Your championship's not over because he gets a 6 Moto 1. You know for a fact he's going to be top 3 in Moto 2, bro. Like, you know for a fact he's going to be top 3. Well, maybe not know for a fact because he might go down, right?
I mean, he's still coming out with like a top 5 overall.
Yeah, that's my point. And now you're 50 points back instead of only being 10 points back. Like that drastically changes everything for him. I am just super bummed. I mean, me and Davey, the boy Davey, we've been depressed for 3 days. So it's crazy.
As a non-Chase Glazer, it was pretty frustrating.
It really does suck too, because we would have had a 3-way. You know for a fact we would have had a crazy 3-way battle for a championship, bro. Like, it would have been so gnarly to watch those. Because even with Chase having no goggles, he was only 1.5 seconds behind Hunter. Like, I don't get it. I'm just going to be frustrated for a long time about that. Let's move on to another topic here. Our last topic, actually. Best privateers. Let's start in the 450s. We mentioned him a little bit. Joey Savacci. Fantastic. I did not expect that from Joey. And then I put Valentin Geode because technically he's on the Rock River Yamaha. Fantastic performance for that. He's never been to Polo before, and he got 11th. That's amazing. Especially like he's an MXGP guy. He only races a few MXGPs right now, coming over with Prado. Like that's gonna be interesting to see how both of those guys, as well as Ben Paturel, do from the MXGP series to the Pro Motocross series. I'm very interested about that. But yeah, those are my 2 best privateers.
I agree with you. I mean, I feel like you got to go Joey, especially I thought his ride was pretty impressive. And then I saw he broke his finger. I was like, oh, way more impressive. Like I thought it was impressive without the broken finger. I thought that was really good for Joey.
Yep. Also, I just want to shout out Grant Harlan, 12th place, right behind Gia. That's a fantastic ride by Grant,
he was
too.
barking. He was ripping.
And then also, I've never even heard of this guy before, but Mason Simmons? Mason Simmons? I don't know if that's how you pronounce it.
Simmons.
Yeah, Simmons. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it last time. He's from Australia, went 18-18. It's pretty good. Okay, but for 250 best privateer, I did Parker Ross. He's now on the Bar X Yamaha. I don't remember what the Honda team name off the top of my head was for Supercross that he was on. But he finished 14th.
Phoenix?
It wasn't Phoenix. It was like a privateer effort. But I don't remember off the top of my head, but it was a Honda team in Soupy, but now he's on Bar X Yamaha for outdoors. 14th overall. Really good. That's the first, unless you count Max Volan, that's the first real privateer in the top 15. So got to give it to him.
Gotta. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see that 250 class. A lot of people that should be in the top 10 out of the top 10. Be interesting to see how these privateers and everybody kind of settle in. Please just rip Hangtown deep, okay? The Hangtown track.
I think they should do it as same as last year, where you can move around. Last year was really good because you can move around the track. If they do it too ruddy, that means it kind of just forms to like one line-ish. And
yeah,
then
it means Tomac's going to gap everybody.
Yeah, we don't want to see that. We want to see
we do want to see that. We want to see Tomac gap everybody, you know what I'm saying?
But yeah, I mean, we ranted a lot about Fox Raceway here. And I also want to bring up, we make our predictions for fun. You guys like seem to like think we're doing this for like serious predictions out here, bro. Like we're doing it for fun. We're having fun. We make a bold prediction of Ryder D getting on the podium. It's for fun. Like, don't take it so serious out here, man.
Everything is the most serious you can.
It's crazy. No, I don't get it. We're getting hate on because we're having fun with prediction. I don't get it.
It's okay. They all ride TTR 230s. It's fine.
It's crazy. But yeah, anyways, for the real ones out there, we appreciate you. Thank you guys so much for all the love on all the videos that you guys have been watching recently, liking, sharing, everything. We do appreciate it a lot. Thank you guys so much for the love. We'll have our predictions out Thursday. We'll have everything moto on Friday. We'll have a watch party for Hangtown on Saturday, baby. So appreciate you guys. Much love. Stay safe. And we're out.